Greetings, just a quick thank you to those that have downloaded the RefCoach beta. It went live on the beta app store. It went live on test flight between Christmas and New Year, I think it was. You know, we've had hundreds of people download it. We've had hundreds and hundreds of events logged and games done. It's been so cool to see the stats tick up on a daily basis. It's been used from all around the world. I've had comments and so many positive conversations. So I just want to kind of say thank you for the support for kind of my little niche and novel app. I've launched stuff for clients in the past, but I've never actually had my own test flight account, my own developer account with Apple. So it's been quite a cool learning experience for me as well, seeing what's possible and what we can do. So what I thought I would do is I would shoot a very quick walkthrough video, because I appreciate we've added a few extra features since we went live back then. And also I'm going to clip this and use this as a bit of a kind of a welcome video so people can see what's available and the power and all the different features that you can turn on and turn off as we go. So part of the thumbnail is obviously this is your entry screen. So I will go through setting up a game in just a second. But essentially what happens is you tap. So for instance, I'm an assistant referee coach at step 2 in England. Let's say that assistant referee 1 has made a non-offside decision. I would tap AR1, I would tap non-offside. And the point here now is that the timestamp of when I initially tapped AR and non-offside is then remembered. So if I need to write something, it will log that as, I think, probably 8 minutes 50 or whatever that is. I've got an icon down at the bottom here that I can use to draw people on a pitch and add notes to things. I can take a picture if I wanted to take a picture, and then I can flag this item, this event, for discussion. So if you need to discuss in the debrief specifically this thing, I can flag that there. So I'm going to class this as just a standard non-offside. And then click add event. So as you can see, 8:48, AR1, non-offside. So let me just add a few extra events, just quickly add these in here. Referee free kick, 4th official, technical area management. AR1's got another non-offside. AR2 has got an offside, but I think he's got that one wrong. So let's have a chat about that. And then as you can see here, when I'm tapping AR1, all the recent events for AR1 are coming up, AR2 as well. And what we can also do is we can tap who is a lead decision maker. So for instance, in a game, if an assistant referee 1 has made a free kick decision, so I would tap AR1, free kick, and obviously the referee then has given that free kick, I can tap referee 2. You can just vaguely see how, in fact, I'll change the padding so it's clearer. AR1, there's a 1 next to it, and ref, there's a 2 next to it. So I'll add that event, and that will then add that event under those 2 people there. We can, during the game, on the top right, we can see a view summary. So we can see what's going on during the game, mid-game. If I want to slightly edit the buttons, actually, I can change the button size. So I can change that to suit different screen resolutions or device sizes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end the half. So I will tap the flag, and that will confirm me to end the half. That then gives me a bit of a half summary. I can now prepare for the second half. It tells me when that should kick off and who is kicking off. I'll tap kick off. So now we've got some events to add for the second half. I'll just quickly add a few in here. You had some good sprints. You had some sprint to the goal line. You had another sprint to the goal line, and that was really good. So I'm going to change the polarity on that one. And I think that's it for now. So then end of match. So once you've ended the game, we can now start the debrief. And then what this does is this collates all the different events that have been logged during the game, and it lets you run the debrief. Now, what I've also added, which is really helpful for me, because I can talk a little bit, is I've added a debrief timer. So as soon as you've started the debrief, it's starting a timer here. So it kind of lets you remember how long we've had. So it's just a way of kind of keeping track of your own conversations, really. And then obviously you can see the different categories here, and I'll let you have a play around with those in your own time. We can then edit these categories. So if we have a chat here and this one wasn't incorrect, or you've added extra discussion points or whatever, you can go into edit event. You can then change all the necessary bits you want to here and add your own notes, add a photo and mark it and all the rest of it. So you just click save and go from there. So how do we get to that stage of adding a new game? So we hit the red plus in the top right, and then it brings up the menu to be able to add a new game. Now the database is pretty good. I've got to make some assignments kind of step 5 and below-ish, but kind of above that is pretty good. So in this example, let's go step 2, National League North. Choose the teams. Let's say Chester at home and they are playing Telford. We're going to kick off in an hour. And then this game doesn't have a fourth official, so you can add the names there as well if you like. But we're going to track sim bins and track stoppages. We can choose tile layout, so once you find a layout of competencies that you really like, you can save that and use that in future, but we're going to stick with the standard ones for now. So hit continue. Then go back into the game, and now what we can do is track players and offenders. So if we toggle that one on, we get the option to add a squad list. Now, at some point in the future, we'll add the ability to take a picture of the squad list, and that'll pre-populate the screen, so that'll be quite cool. But in the meantime, you can long press on a number and then edit that to change the squad number. You can move these up and down, and then you've just got the standard squad numbers there. So hit done. Now let's prepare for kickoff. Chester's going to kick off. Obviously, see here that kickoff should be in 58 minutes, so you can track the actual times of kickoff, which is interesting. And then click kickoff. So now we've got further options. So what we did before, we weren't tracking the offenders, but now that we can do it, so if we tap ref, we can tap free kick. It now comes up with, you can tap which player has been involved. So this time is home 5. Now if home 5 has then been caution, we can tap home 5 again, and it brings up the different caution abbreviations. So then we're going to tap home 5 for persistent, for example. We tap it again, it changes to a send-off offence, and then you can choose which send-off that offence that is applied to that, or we tap it again and it completely clears that. So you can cycle through that to be able to log those particular incidents. So this one we're just going to give a free kick to home 4, tap event, and obviously you can see the details there. Similarly with one thing I didn't mention before, like for instance key match decision. So assistant referee 1, they've given a non-offside which has turned into a key match decision. So we tap key match decision and it was say an immediate shot on goal, add event, and then it's just tagged that as different levels of competencies that we might need to record for. So what we've also got is the ability to add a sin bin timer. So here if we tap sin bin, have we got a sin bin already running? I must have accidentally tapped that. Let me keep that, let me cancel that then, cancel sin bin. So here then we tap sin bin. So sin bins then go in, and we can have up to 5 sin bins for a particular 5 sin bins at the same time. So hopefully you shouldn't need any more than that. But what we can then do is now we've got the ability to track stoppages. So if you're wanting to record to make sure that the additional time is approximate, or is accurate rather, at the end of the game, we can tap the stopwatch here. And what that will then do is that'll start to then record the amount of added time needed. So as soon as play resumes, you press that one again, and then as you can see here at the top, we've now got plus 7 seconds in brackets. So obviously that'll just keep adding up throughout the rest of the game. At the end of the 10 minutes for the sin bin timer, that'll gracefully flash to say that that play should have returned. So what we're going to do is actually cancel that timer. So they're the different bits to log during the game. And then what I'm going to do actually is I'll hit flag to end the first half. Let's save that, and then it's done that for the end of the first half. It says how long is left for half time. Now what I didn't show you during the debrief is, so this is the same screen that the debrief view is. We've now got the option to view a field of play. So if we actually want to just have a conversation about positioning, we can tap the different elements and move them around. So it's essentially you've just got a bit of a whiteboard. And then if you really want to, you can share this. So you can save it as an image, you can share it as an email, you can airdrop it, or do whatever you need to do if that's kind of helpful to those post-match discussions. So if I cross out that and come out of there. So that is a potted overview really of RefCoach. So if there's anything that you feel might add extra value to RefCoach, what I've accompanied in the post that goes with this video is the links to TestFlight to be able to download it, the links to the change log so you can kind of see an accurate list of updated changes that we're actually working on at the moment, but also a link to the WhatsApp beta group. So if you want to kind of play an active part in the development and contribute to this RefCoach development app, by all means jump in the WhatsApp group. I'd love to hear your feedback and see how we could shape RefCoach together. So again, thanks very much for watching, thanks for your feedback, thanks for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.